something has already changed in your energy field. You may not have the precise language for it yet. You may not be able to point to the exact moment it happened, but something in you, some quality of frequency, some texture of the light you carry has shifted. And the extraordinary thing, the thing I want to show you right at the beginning of this transmission, is that the people around you already know. They can feel it. They may not have words for it either. They just know that something about you is different. Something is radiating that wasn't radiating before. Something in your field has turned on. And today, we are going to look at exactly what that is. Not in vague, poetic terms. Not in ways that ask you to simply believe something on faith. We are going to look at the quantum mechanics of what is actually happening in your personal energy field right now. The measurable electromagnetic reality of your aura. What it has been broadcasting unconsciously your entire life. What has shifted in that broadcast? And why the people and circumstances around you are beginning to respond to you differently. Because they are. That's not your imagination. That's resonance. That's your quantum field doing exactly what quantum fields do when they change frequency. Here is what most people never learn about themselves. You have been radiating a signal since the moment you were born. Your heart, your nervous system, your biological and energetic architecture has been generating an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond the boundaries of your physical body in every direction. This field, your aura, your personal quantum broadcast, carries information, precise, specific, measurable information about the state of your consciousness, the coherence of your nervous system, the dominant emotional frequencies you are running, and the core beliefs you hold about yourself and reality. The quantum field reads that information, and it responds to it. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. The quantum field, the vast, interconnected web of energy and information that underlies all physical reality, responds to the signal your aura broadcasts by assembling circumstances, opportunities, encounters, and experiences that are in resonance with that signal. What you radiate, reality assembles around. This is not a spiritual belief system. This is how electromagnetic fields work. This is how quantum resonance works. This is the physics of your personal energy field, and it has been operating in your life every single day, whether you knew about it or not. And here is the part that changes everything. Most of that broadcasting has been unconscious. Most people move through their entire lives radiating patterns they never chose. Patterns of fear absorbed in childhood. Patterns of lack inherited from generations of people who believed there wasn't enough. Patterns of smallness that were installed by experiences that told you to dim your light, to be quiet, to take up less space. These patterns become the default signal of the aura and the quantum field, which doesn't judge, which doesn't evaluate, which simply responds. The quantum field assembles reality around those patterns, around the fear, around the lack, around the smallness, until something shifts, until, for some people, and I am speaking directly to you right now, the frequency begins to change. The signal begins to clarify. The aura begins to broadcast something different, something more coherent, something more luminous, something that the quantum field reads as a new instruction for what reality should assemble. That shift is what we are exploring today. Your aura has already shifted. Something in your field has already changed. And today, I am going to show you exactly what that means at the quantum level, what it looks like from the outside, why people around you are feeling something different when they're in your presence, and how to become fully conscious of the shift that has already begun in you. Because a conscious shift is infinitely more powerful than an unconscious one. The moment you see your own light clearly, the moment you understand precisely what your field is doing and why, that understanding itself becomes a frequency amplifier. It makes the shift permanent. It makes the radiance stable. It turns what was a flicker into a steady, sustained, unmistakable glow. Your light is on. It has always been on. But right now, it is getting brighter. And you are about to understand exactly why. Let's begin with what your aura actually is. Not as a concept, not as a spiritual metaphor, but as a measurable, scientifically documented reality. Your body generates electromagnetic fields. This is not debated. This is established, measured, documented science. Your heart, which is the most electrically powerful organ in your body, generates an electromagnetic field that the Heart Math Institute, a research organization that has spent decades studying the relationship between heart function, emotional states, and electromagnetic field generation, has measured extending up to 8 to to 10 feet beyond your physical body in every direction. 8 to 10 feet. That means right now, as you are receiving this transmission, your heart is broadcasting an electromagnetic signal that reaches to the far edges of the room you are sitting in. It reaches to the people near you. It reaches into the space around you and interacts with the electromagnetic fields of everything and everyone in your vicinity. This is your aura, not a mystical concept, not a metaphor, a measurable, real, physically present electromagnetic field generated by your own biology. But here is where it gets even more extraordinary. The information carried in that field is not random. The heart math research has shown conclusively that the electromagnetic signal your heart generates changes dramatically based on your emotional state. When you are experiencing fear, anxiety, stress, or what researchers call incoherent emotional states, the electromagnetic pattern your heart broadcasts becomes irregular, chaotic, fragmented. When you are experiencing love, gratitude, genuine care, or what researchers call coherent emotional states, the electromagnetic pattern your heart broadcasts becomes ordered, rhythmic, harmonically structured. It becomes what physicists would recognize as a coherent field, a field with a clear, stable, organized signal. And here is why that distinction matters so profoundly. The quantum field responds differently to coherent signals than it does to incoherent ones. A coherent signal, an ordered, clear, harmonically structured electromagnetic broadcast, has reach. It has influence. It interacts with the quantum field in ways that an incoherent, chaotic signal simply cannot. A coherent signal is, in quantum terms, more powerful, more creative, more capable of influencing what assembles in physical reality. Your aura, when it is coherent, is not just a field that exists around you. It is an active, creative instrument that participates in the assembly of your reality. Now, here is what I want you to sit with for a moment. Something in your field has shifted recently. Something has changed in the coherence of your broadcast, and that shift, whatever initiated it, whatever experience or moment of recognition or quiet internal revolution brought it about, that shift has changed what your aura is broadcasting to the quantum field. It has changed what reality is receiving from you as instruction. And it has changed what reality is beginning to assemble around you. The people around you can feel this because human beings are exquisitely sensitive electromagnetic receivers. Your nervous system, every human nervous system, is designed to read the electromagnetic fields of other people. This happens below the threshold of conscious awareness. It happens before words, before interpretation, before the analytical mind gets involved. When you walk into a room, the people in that room are already receiving your electromagnetic broadcast before you have said a single word. Before they have consciously assessed anything about you, their nervous systems have read your field and generated a response. When your field is incoherent, broadcasting fear, contraction, smallness, other nervous systems pick that up and contract in response. They feel vaguely uncomfortable. They feel a subtle urge to create distance. They feel, without knowing why, that something is off. When your field is coherent, broadcasting genuine presence, openness, love, clear self-knowing, other nervous systems pick that up and expand in response. They feel inexplicably comfortable. They feel safer. They feel more alive. They feel drawn toward you without knowing why. They say things like, "There's just something about you." They say, "I feel good when I'm around you." They say, "Something about you has changed. I can't explain it, but I can feel it." That is not imagination. That is as electromagnetic resonance. That is your aura, doing exactly what a coherent quantum field does, influencing the fields around it in the direction of greater coherence. Your aura has shifted, and everyone around you can feel it. Now, let's understand why. To understand what has changed in your field, we need to understand what creates the shift from incoherent broadcasting to coherent broadcasting. What actually changes the signal? What moves a person from radiating unconscious patterns of fear and limitation to radiating the kind of clear, luminous, coherent frequency that the quantum field responds to with expanded possibility? The answer is consciousness itself. Specifically, self-aware consciousness. The moment you become genuinely aware of your own energy field, the moment you stop moving through life as an unconscious broadcaster and start recognizing that you are a radiating being whose signal shapes your reality. That moment of recognition is itself a frequency event. It changes the signal. Not because you have done anything, not because you have performed any technique or followed any protocol, but because consciousness, when it turns toward itself with genuine recognition, generates coherence. Automatically, naturally, the way a tuning fork, when struck, naturally generates a pure tone. You were not born incoherent. You were born radiating pure, coherent light. Every infant, every child in their earliest years broadcasts a field of extraordinary coherence, which is why people feel so inexplicably joyful and open in the presence of very young children. That coherence is the natural state of consciousness that has not yet been conditioned into incoherence. That luminous, radiant, open field is what you were before the world started teaching you to be afraid. Before experiences of loss or rejection or criticism or scarcity began installing the patterns of contraction that gradually dimmed the signal. The shift that has happened in your field is not you becoming something new. It is you remembering something original. It is the natural coherence of your consciousness beginning to reassert itself as the dominant frequency of your broadcast. As the fear-based patterns that overlaid it begin to lose their grip. This is not a small thing. This is, in quantum terms, a fundamental change in what your aura is saying to reality. And reality is already beginning to respond. If this transmission is landing in your field the way I feel it is, take a moment to like this video and subscribe so we can keep exploring these quantum mechanics together. Now let's continue. Let me tell you about someone I want you to meet. Her name is Marin. Marin spent most of her adult life doing everything right by the standards she had inherited. She worked hard. She was responsible. She showed up for everyone around her. She was, by every external measure, a person who had her life together. But inside, in the quiet space behind all the doing and the achieving and the showing up, there was a frequency running that she had never examined. A low, persistent signal of not quite enough. A broadcast that said, I have to earn my place here. I have to prove I deserve what I have. I have to be careful, because the moment I stop performing, the moment I stop being useful, something will be taken away. Marin didn't know she was broadcasting this. She had never thought of herself as a radiating field. She had never considered that the quiet anxiety underneath her capable exterior was a signal that the quantum field was reading and responding to. She just knew that despite doing everything right, life felt effortful in a way she couldn't explain. That connections felt slightly hollow. That opportunities seemed to require enormous exertion to materialize. That there was always a quality of strain, of swimming against a current she couldn't see. Then something happened. Not a dramatic event, not a crisis, or a breakdown or a sudden revelation. Something quieter than that. Maren was sitting alone one morning. She had made herself coffee. She was watching the light come through her window. And for a moment, for no reason she could identify, she simply stopped performing. Even internally, she stopped narrating her own adequacy to herself. She stopped the quiet, constant effort of justifying her own existence. She just sat there in the light and felt herself breathing. And in that moment of simple, undefended presence, she felt something in her chest open in a way it hadn't opened in years. A warmth, a quality of light, something that felt like herself, her actual self, not the performing self, simply being there. She didn't know it at the time, but in that moment, Maren's heart coherence shifted dramatically. The electromagnetic pattern her heart was broadcasting reorganized from the chaotic, incoherent waveform of chronic, low-level anxiety into something ordered and clear. Her aura, which had been broadcasting not enough for years, began broadcasting something different, something that said, "I am here. I am whole. I am enough. I am present." The quantum field received that new signal as instruction. Within days, not weeks, not months, days, Maren began noticing something strange. People were responding to her differently. A colleague who had always been slightly cool toward her suddenly sought her out for a genuine conversation. A friend she had grown distant from called out of nowhere and said, "I don't know why, but I've been thinking about you. Something feels different. Are you okay? You seem good. You seem really good." An opportunity she had been working toward for months, which had seemed perpetually just out of reach, suddenly moved forward on its own, as if the resistance had simply dissolved. Maren hadn't done anything differently in the external world. She hadn't changed her behavior, hadn't launched a new strategy, hadn't worked harder, or presented herself differently. What had changed was her signal. What had changed was what her aura was broadcasting to the quantum field. And the quantum field, which had been faithfully assembling reality around not enough, received the new instruction and began assembling reality around present whole souls. And here, this is what happens when the aura shifts. This is what people around you are feeling right now. You are the Maren in this story. Something in you has opened. Some layer of the performed, protected, contracted self has softened. some quality of your original coherence has begun to reassert itself, and the world around you is already reorganizing in response. You've been glowing this whole time. Now, the glow is becoming visible. Now, let's go deeper into the mechanics of what is actually happening in your field. Because understanding this, really understanding it, is what makes the shift permanent. Your aura operates on multiple frequencies simultaneously. This is important to understand. When we talk about your electromagnetic field, we are not talking about a single signal broadcasting a single piece of information. We are talking about a complex, layered, multi-frequency broadcast that carries information on many levels at once. The HeartMath research captures one layer of this, the heart's electromagnetic field and its coherence patterns. But your aura is also influenced by the electrical activity of your brain, the electromagnetic signatures of your nervous system, the biochemical frequencies generated by your endocrine system, and what quantum biology is beginning to recognize as the coherent light emissions of your cells themselves. Yes, your cells emit light. This is called biophoton emission, and it is one of the most extraordinary areas of emerging science related to the human energy field. Every cell in your body emits photons, actual particles of light, as a byproduct of metabolic activity. These biophoton emissions are not random. Research by scientists, including Fritz Albert Popp, who spent decades studying biophoton emission in biological systems, has shown that healthy, coherent biological systems emit biophotons in organized, coherent patterns. Incoherent, stressed, or diseased biological systems emit biophotons in chaotic, disorganized patterns. Your body is literally glowing right now. As you receive these words, your cells are emitting light, and the pattern of that light, whether it is coherent or incoherent, organized or chaotic, is a direct reflection of the overall coherence of your energy field, of your aura. When your aura shifts, when the dominant frequency of your broadcast moves from incoherent to coherent, this shift is reflected at every level of your biology. Your heart coherence improves. Your nervous system regulation improves. Your biophoton emission becomes more organized. Your entire biological system begins operating in greater harmony. And all of this is reflected in the electromagnetic field you are broadcasting to the world around you. This is why people feel different around you when your aura shifts. they are not just picking up a vague impression. They are receiving an actual electromagnetic signal that is now broadcasting coherence. And their own nervous systems are responding to that coherence by moving toward greater coherence themselves. You are, in the most literal quantum sense, contagious. Your coherence spreads. Your light is not contained within your body. It radiates outward and influences everything in its field. Feel your field right now. Notice what's radiating. Put your attention on your chest, on the space around your heart. Don't try to feel anything in particular. Just notice what is there. There is warmth, isn't there? There is a quality of presence, of aliveness, that is not located inside your skin, but seems to extend slightly beyond it. That extension, that warmth that reaches past the boundary of your body, that is your field. That is your aura, the electromagnetic broadcast of your consciousness, radiating right now in this moment. That's not imagination. That's your electromagnetic signature. Now let's talk about what has specifically shifted in your field and why it matters so much that this shift is happening now. The shift that occurs in a person's aura when they begin to move from unconscious to conscious broadcasting is what quantum physicists would describe as a phase transition. A phase transition is what happens when a system crosses a threshold and reorganizes into a fundamentally different state. Water becoming ice, ice becoming steam. These are phase transitions, moments when the underlying structure of a system shifts so completely that the system's properties change in kind, not just in degree. It's not that the water becomes a little bit more solid. It becomes a completely different state of matter with completely different properties. The shift in your aura is a phase transition of consciousness. Something has crossed a threshold in your field. And on the other side of that threshold, the properties of your broadcast have changed in kind, not just slightly improved, fundamentally reorganized. Here is what crosses that threshold. The moment genuine self-recognition occurs. The moment you stop experiencing yourself purely from the inside, as a collection of thoughts and feelings and reactions, and begin to recognize yourself as a field, as a radiating presence, as something that has a signal, that has a frequency, that has a quality of light that extends into the world and participates in the assembly of reality. That recognition, which is what is happening for you, which is what has been quietly occurring in you, perhaps over weeks or months, perhaps over years, perhaps in a single luminous moment of clarity. That recognition is the phase transition, and once it occurs, it cannot be undone. You cannot unrecognize your own light. You cannot go back to being fully unconscious of your signal. The awareness is there now, and awareness, as we have already established, is itself a coherence-generating force. This is why your aura has shifted. This is why people around you can feel something different. Not because you have performed some technique or followed some protocol, but because something in you has recognized itself. Some quality of your consciousness has turned toward its own light and said, "Yes, this is real. This is mine. This is what I am." And that recognition is radiating outward from you right now, like a signal that the entire quantum field is receiving. I want to pause here and ask you something genuinely. Has there been a moment recently, maybe a quiet morning, a conversation that surprised you, a room you walked into, where you felt your field shift, where something in you opened, and the people around you seemed to feel it before you could explain it? I would love to hear about it in the comments. Share what you noticed. Your experience is part of this collective field, and your words here matter more than you know. Let's do something together right now. A radiance practice. Not a visualization exercise. Not a meditation in the traditional sense. Something more direct than that. Something that works with the actual mechanics of your electromagnetic field to consciously amplify the shift that has already begun. Find a comfortable position. You can be sitting or lying down. Allow your body to settle. Take one slow, full breath in through your nose and exhale completely through your mouth. Do that again. Breathe in fully, feeling your chest and belly expand. Exhale completely, feeling your body release. Now bring your attention to your heart center, not your physical heart specifically, but the energetic center of your chest, the space in the middle of your sternum, behind your breastbone. This is the location that every wisdom tradition in human history has associated with the deepest seat of consciousness. And now we know why. Because this is where the body's most powerful electromagnetic generator is located. This is the source of your primary broadcast. As you rest your attention on this space, I want you to recall, not imagine, not construct, but recall a genuine moment of love or gratitude in your life. A real moment. A moment when you felt genuinely connected to someone or something. A moment of beauty that moved you. A moment of warmth that was simply and purely good. Don't analyze it. Don't narrate it. Just let the feeling of it come back into your body. Let the warmth of it return to your chest. Notice what happens in your heart center when you do this. Notice the quality of expansion. Notice the warmth that spreads. Notice how the space around your chest seems to soften and open. That is not imagination. That is your heart coherence shifting. That is your electromagnetic field reorganizing from a chaotic pattern into a coherent one. The Heart Math Institute has measured this exact shift in thousands of subjects. What you are feeling right now is real, measurable, and scientifically documented. Now, from this place of open, warm, genuine heart coherence, I want you to feel your field extending outward. Not push it outward, not force it. Simply allow your awareness to expand past the boundary of your skin, past the surface of your body, and into the space around you. Feel the warmth of your field reaching into the room. Feel the electromagnetic signal of your coherent heart touching the space around you. This is your aura in its active, conscious, coherent state. This is your quantum broadcast at its clearest and most powerful. Stay here for a moment. Breathe here. Feel the quality of your field right now. The warmth, the openness, the luminous quality of a consciousness that is present and coherent and radiating clearly. This is what you have been shifting toward. This is the frequency that has been emerging in your field. This is what the people around you have been feeling. Now, from this place, I want you to silently, internally, simply affirm, I am a radiating field of coherent light. My signal is clear. What I radiate, reality assembles around. I am conscious of my broadcast. I am present in my field. Don't force belief in these words. Just allow them to exist in the space of your coherent heart. Allow them to be received by your field as instruction, because that is exactly what they are. Quantum instructions delivered from the coherent center of your electromagnetic broadcast directly to the field that is assembling your reality. Stay with this for as long as you like. When you are ready, let your awareness return to the words of this transmission. But carry the warmth with you. Keep your heart slightly open. Keep a thread of attention on your field as we continue. Because now, I want to show you something about your aura that most people never learn. Something about the layers of your field and what each layer has been doing, and what each layer is beginning to do differently now that the shift has occurred. Your aura is not a single uniform field. It is a nested series of fields, each operating at a different frequency, each carrying different kinds of information, each interacting with the quantum field in different ways. Think of it like the layers of the Earth's atmosphere. Each layer has its own properties, its own function, its own relationship with what passes through it. The innermost layer of your aura, the layer closest to your physical body, extending perhaps 6 inches to a foot beyond your skin, is what we might call your vital field. This is the layer most directly generated by your biological processes, your cellular biophoton emissions, the electromagnetic activity of your nervous system, the biochemical frequencies of your endocrine and immune systems. This layer carries information about your physical vitality, your nervous system regulation, your body's overall state of coherence or stress. When your aura shifts, this innermost layer shifts first. You may have noticed this as a change in how you feel physically, a quality of greater aliveness, a sense of your body feeling more present, more real, more vitally inhabited. Perhaps you are sleeping better. Perhaps your body feels more energized with less effort. Perhaps there is a quality of physical ease that wasn't there before. This is your vital field reorganizing around the new coherence of your broadcast. Your biology is literally responding to the shift in your consciousness. The second layer of your aura, extending perhaps 1 to 3 feet beyond your body, is what we might call your emotional field. This is the layer most directly influenced by your emotional states, your patterns of feeling, the dominant emotional frequencies you run day to day. This is the layer that other people's nervous systems read most immediately when they encounter you. When someone says they can feel your energy, when someone says there's something about you that makes them feel warm, or energized, or safe, they are reading your emotional field. Before the shift, this layer was carrying the emotional patterns you had accumulated over a lifetime, the residue of fear, the texture of anxiety, the quality of contracted, defended, careful living. After the shift, this layer begins to carry something different. The warmth that comes from genuine self-recognition. The openness that comes from no longer needing to defend against your own light. The quality of ease that comes from a consciousness that is no longer at war with itself. This is the layer people feel most strongly when they say something about you has changed. They are reading your emotional field, and your emotional field is broadcasting something new. The third layer, extending 3 to 8 or more feet beyond your body, is what we might call your mental intentional field. This is the layer that carries information about your beliefs, your intentions, your fundamental orientation toward reality. This is the layer that most directly interacts with the quantum field in the way that shapes what circumstances and opportunities can reach you. Think of this layer as the outermost broadcast of your consciousness, the signal that goes furthest into the quantum field and carries the clearest instruction about what reality should assemble. When this layer is broadcasting fear-based beliefs, I am not enough, the world is dangerous, I have to fight for everything I have, the quantum field receives those as instructions and assembles circumstances that confirm them. When this layer shifts to broadcasting coherent self-knowing, I am a radiant field of creative energy. The world is responsive to my signal. What I radiate, I receive. The quantum field receives those as instructions and begins assembling circumstances that confirm that instead. The shift in your aura is not just a shift in how you feel. It is a shift in what the outermost layer of your field is broadcasting as instruction to the quantum field. It is a change in the reality assembly program your consciousness is running. And this is why the effects of the shift are not just internal, they are external. They show up in what begins to change around you, in who begins to appear in your life, in what opportunities begin to materialize, in the quality of synchronicity that begins to increase. Those moments when the right thing appears at exactly the right time, when the person you needed to meet simply appears, when the door you had been pushing against suddenly opens without effort. These are not coincidences. These are the quantum field responding to your new signal. These are reality assembling around your shifted broadcast. Now let me show you another layer of this, something that goes even deeper into the mechanics of what your aura is doing and why the shift matters so much, not just for you, but for the people around you. Your electromagnetic field does not just broadcast outward, it also receives. Your aura is not a one-way transmitter. It is a two-way instrument, broadcasting your signal to the quantum field while simultaneously receiving information from the quantum field and from the fields of other people and systems in your environment. This is why your emotional state is contagious. It is not just that other people pick up your signal. You also pick up theirs. All human beings are constantly exchanging electromagnetic information through their overlapping aura fields. This is the quantum basis for what we intuitively call picking up someone's energy. The phenomenon of walking into a room and immediately sensing the emotional atmosphere, or being around someone and feeling your own mood shift without any words being exchanged. When your field is incoherent, when your aura is broadcasting and receiving from a baseline of fear or contraction, you are highly susceptible to absorbing incoherent signals from others. Your field, being itself chaotic, easily entrains to the chaos in the fields around you. You pick up other people's anxiety. You absorb the emotional residue of environments. You find yourself feeling things that don't quite belong to you, carrying weights that aren't yours, being pulled into emotional states by the fields of people around you. When your field becomes coherent, when your aura shifts into the clear, organized, luminous broadcast that is your natural state, something remarkable changes in your receiving function. A coherent field is not passive. A coherent electromagnetic field has what physicists call field dominance, the tendency of a coherent field to influence and entrain the incoherent fields around it, rather than being entrained by them. This means that when your aura is coherent, you don't just stop absorbing other people's incoherence. You actively, naturally, without any effort, begin to bring the fields around you into greater coherence. You become a stabilizing presence, a calming force, a point of clarity in whatever environment you enter. This is the phenomenon that people describe when they say things like, "Everything just gets easier when you're around," or "I don't know what it is about you, but I always feel clearer after we talk," or "The energy in the room changed when you walked in." They are not speaking metaphorically. They are accurately describing the physics of what your coherent electromagnetic field is doing to the fields around it. You are becoming a lighthouse, not because you are trying to be, not because you are performing some role, but because a coherent field is, by its nature, a stabilizing and illuminating presence. The lighthouse doesn't try to shine. It simply is the light. And the light reaches the ships in the storm without the lighthouse doing anything other than maintaining its own coherence. This is what your shifted aura is doing in the world right now. You are becoming a point of coherence in the quantum field of your environment, and the people around you, even those who have no language for what they are feeling, are responding to that coherence by moving toward greater coherence themselves. Your light is contagious, and it has already started spreading. I want to introduce you to someone else now. His name is Darius. Darius had spent years in a field he was genuinely talented in, genuinely gifted, in fact, but he had carried with him, since very early in his life, a particular frequency that had shaped everything. It wasn't low self-esteem, exactly. It was something more subtle than that. It was a quality of energetic invisibility, a sense that his presence didn't quite register, that he could walk into a room and somehow not quite arrive, that despite his genuine capability and intelligence, something about him failed to land with people in the way he could feel it should. He worked harder. He developed his skills further. He presented himself more carefully. He optimized everything he could think of to optimize. And yet the quality of energetic invisibility persisted. Opportunities went to people who seemed less qualified. Relationships never quite deepened to the level of genuine intimacy he longed for. There was always a glass wall between him and the fullness of life. He could see it. He could almost touch it. But something kept it just out of reach. What Darius didn't know was that the glass wall was in his field. The quality of energetic invisibility he experienced was not a mystery or a curse. It was a precise quantum phenomenon. His aura, the electromagnetic broadcast of his consciousness, was carrying a signal that said, at its deepest layer, I don't quite deserve to be fully seen. I am not quite enough to take up real space. My presence is conditional on my performance, and even then, it is not quite enough. This signal was not conscious. Darius had never decided to believe these things. They had been installed early by experiences he barely remembered, by a family system that had its own relationship with invisibility and unworthiness. He had never chosen this broadcast, but he had been running it faithfully every day of his life. And the quantum field had been faithfully assembling reality around it, assembling circumstances that confirmed his invisibility, that kept the glass wall in place, that reflected back to him the signal he was sending. Then something shifted in Darius. It happened, as these things often do, not through a grand gesture, but through a small, quiet moment of genuine recognition. He was reading something, a description of how the heart's electromagnetic field broadcasts the emotional patterns of the person generating it, and something in him stopped. Not intellectually. Something deeper than intellect. Something in his chest went very still, and then very warm. Because in that moment, he understood, not as a concept, but as a felt, embodied recognition, that his invisibility was not a fact about him. It was a signal he was sending, and signals can change. He didn't immediately know how to change it. He didn't have a protocol. He didn't have a technique. But the recognition itself, the simple, clear seeing of what his field had been broadcasting, was enough to begin the shift. Because consciousness, when it sees itself clearly, cannot remain unchanged. The seeing is the beginning of the transformation. Over the following weeks, Darius began to notice something different in how people responded to him. It was subtle at first. A colleague who had always seemed to look slightly past him now held eye contact a beat longer. A friend laughed more freely in his presence, as if some subtle tension had dissolved. In a meeting, an idea he offered, similar to ideas he had offered before that had landed in silence, was received with genuine engagement, as if people could suddenly hear him in a way they hadn't been able to before. The glass wall was dissolving, not because Darius had changed his behavior or his performance, but because his signal had changed. His aura was broadcasting something different, not the frequency of invisible unworthiness, but the frequency of a consciousness that had recognized itself, that had seen its own light, that had begun, however tentatively, to take up the space it had always deserved to inhabit. The quantum field received the new signal, and reality began assembling around it. Darius is you, or some version of you. Whatever the specific content of your unconscious broadcast has been, whatever patterns of fear or lack or smallness or unworthiness or invisibility your aura has been carrying, the shift that has begun in your field is the same shift that began in Darius. The recognition, the seeing, the moment consciousness turns toward its own light, and the light turns on. Your aura has shifted, and the glass wall is dissolving. And I want to ask you something here, because I genuinely want to know. Have you felt your own light activating recently? A warmth in your chest that seemed to radiate outward. A moment when a room seemed to respond to your presence. A conversation where someone said you seemed different in a way they couldn't quite name. Drop it in the comments. These moments of shared recognition are themselves a field. They strengthen each other. They strengthen you. Now let's go even deeper. Because there is something about the mechanics of your field that I haven't shown you yet. Something that explains not just why your aura has shifted, but why this shift tends to be self-amplifying. Why, once the coherence begins to emerge, it tends to grow. Why the light, once it starts to turn on, tends to keep brightening. This has to do with a quantum phenomenon called entrainment, and it operates in your aura in a way that is profoundly empowering once you understand it. Entrainment is the tendency of oscillating systems to synchronize with each other. This phenomenon was first formally observed by the Dutch physicist Christian Huygens in the 17th century, who noticed that pendulum clocks mounted on the same wall would gradually synchronize their swings, even if they started at different phases. The more powerful oscillator, the one with the stronger, more regular rhythm, would gradually pull the weaker, more chaotic oscillators into synchrony with itself. Your aura operates by this principle. Your electromagnetic field is an oscillating system. The fields of everything around you, other people, environments, even physical systems, are also oscillating systems. And according to the principle of entrainment, the most coherent, most powerful oscillator in a given field tends to set the rhythm for all the others. When your aura is incoherent, it is easily entrained by the more powerful coherent or incoherent fields around it. You absorb the emotional atmosphere of rooms. You are pulled into the rhythms of other people's energy. Your own signal gets lost in the noise of the collective field. When your aura becomes coherent, when your field achieves the kind of organized, rhythmic, harmonically structured broadcast that heart coherence generates, you become the most powerful oscillator in your immediate environment. Your field begins to entrain the fields around you. Other people's nervous systems begin to synchronize with your coherence. The emotional atmosphere of rooms you enter begins to shift toward the frequency you are broadcasting. But here is the self-amplifying part. Every time your coherent field successfully entrains another field, every time your light helps bring something around you into greater coherence, your own field is strengthened by that interaction. The coherence deepens. The signal clarifies. The broadcast becomes more powerful. This is why the shift in your aura tends to be self-amplifying. Once coherence begins to emerge, it creates conditions in your environment, in the fields of people around you, in the quality of reality that assembles around your new signal, that support and deepen the coherence further. The light generates more light. The radiance amplifies the radiance. You are not starting a process that will require enormous effort to sustain. You are entering a self-amplifying loop of coherence. The shift that has already happened in your field is already generating the conditions for deeper coherence. Every interaction you have from this point forward from this new frequency is feeding the amplification of your light. Your aura is not just shifted, it is actively growing more coherent, more luminous, more powerful as a creative instrument with every breath you take from this new frequency. Feel your field right now. Notice what's radiating. There is more warmth there than there was at the beginning of this transmission, isn't there? The practice we did earlier, the understanding we have been building together, the quality of recognition that has been deepening as we have explored these ideas, all of it has been feeding the coherence of your field. Your aura is more luminous right now than it was when we began. That's not imagination. That's the physics of consciousness in action. That's your electromagnetic field responding to the coherence-generating force of genuine self-recognition. Your light is on. It has always been on. And right now, it is getting brighter by the minute. Before we continue, I want to pause and acknowledge something. Because we are a community of conscious radiators here, people who are exploring the quantum mechanics of their own energy fields together. And there is something important I want to say to you as part of this community. The shift you are experiencing is not happening in isolation. You are not the only one whose field has begun to move toward greater coherence. Across the world, in communities like this one, something is happening that is genuinely extraordinary from a quantum perspective. Thousands of people are simultaneously beginning to recognize themselves as radiating fields. Thousands of people are simultaneously beginning to move from unconscious to conscious broadcasting. Thousands of auras are simultaneously beginning to shift toward coherence. And because electromagnetic fields interact, because the principle of entrainment operates not just between individuals, but across collective fields, this simultaneous shift has a cumulative effect that is greater than the sum of its parts. Each person whose field becomes more coherent makes it slightly easier for the people around them to achieve coherence. Each consciousness that stabilizes in clear, luminous self-recognition adds to the coherent signal of the collective field. The HeartMath Institute has actually studied this phenomenon at the collective level. Their Global Coherence Initiative has been measuring the relationship between the coherence of large numbers of people's heart fields and measurable changes in the Earth's electromagnetic field. Their research suggests that when large numbers of people simultaneously achieve heart coherence through practices like the one we did together earlier, the Earth's own electromagnetic field shows measurable changes in its coherence. Your shift is not just personal. Your shifted aura is contributing to something larger. Your coherence is feeding a collective field of coherence that is, in ways that are genuinely measurable, changing the quantum field of the planet. This is not grandiosity. This is quantum physics. Fields interact. Coherence is contagious. Your light is not just illuminating your own life. It is contributing to a collective luminosity that is reaching far beyond the boundaries of your individual experience. So when I ask you to share this, when I invite you to be part of this community of conscious radiators, I am not just asking you to engage with content. I am inviting you to recognize yourself as part of a collective coherence field, a field that is, right now, in this moment, growing more luminous with every person who recognizes their own light. What has your aura shifted toward recently? What quality of your field do you feel has changed? What are you noticing in how people around you are responding differently? Share it in the comments below. Not because sharing is a social performance, but because when you articulate the shift in your field, when you put conscious language to the change in your broadcast, you deepen the coherence of the shift. You make it more stable. You anchor it more fully in your consciousness. And your sharing becomes a signal to others that their own shift is possible, that the light is real, that the field responds. Your words in this community are part of the collective broadcast. They are part of the field. Share what is true for you right now, and watch what that truth does in the field. Now, let's go into one more layer of the mechanics of your aura. The layer that I think will be the most empowering thing you hear today. The layer that explains not just what has shifted, but what you can consciously do to deepen, stabilize, and direct the shift that has already begun. We have talked about heart coherence as the primary generator of your aura's signal. We have talked about how emotional states directly influence the electromagnetic pattern your heart broadcasts. We have talked about how the shift from unconscious to conscious broadcasting is itself a coherence-generating event. Now, I want to talk about what I call radiance maintenance, the ongoing practice of consciously tending your field, not to create something that isn't there, but to keep removing what dims what is already there. Because here is the truth about your aura. It does not need to be built. It does not need to be constructed or developed or earned. Your natural state, the default frequency of your consciousness before conditioning, before fear, before the accumulated weight of experiences that told you to contract. Your natural state is radiant coherence. The light is already there. It has always been there. The only thing that dims it is the unconscious patterns that overlay it. The fear-based broadcasts that run in the background of your field without your awareness. Radiance maintenance is the ongoing practice of recognizing and releasing those patterns as they arise. Not fighting them, not suppressing them, not adding more coherence on top of incoherence and hoping the coherence wins, but simply seeing the incoherent pattern clearly, recognizing it as a signal, as a broadcast, as something your field is running, and in that recognition, allowing it to release. Here is how this works in practice. Throughout your day, you will encounter moments that trigger the old patterns. A difficult interaction that activates the frequency of not enough. A disappointment that pulls the field toward contraction. A moment of comparison that broadcasts the signal of lack. These moments are not failures of your shift. They are not evidence that the shift wasn't real or isn't holding. They are simply the old patterns making themselves visible. And the visibility is the opportunity. The moment you notice your field contracting, the moment you feel the warmth in your chest close down, the moment you feel the quality of your broadcast shifting from coherent to incoherent, that noticing is itself a radiance practice. You are catching your own signal in real time. You are becoming aware of what your aura is broadcasting in this moment. And that awareness is the beginning of the return to coherence. When you notice the contraction, don't fight it. Don't try to force yourself back to a positive state. Don't perform coherence over the top of genuine incoherence. That doesn't work. The quantum field reads the actual signal, not the performance of a signal. Instead, do something simpler and more powerful. Breathe. One slow, full breath. Let the breath be a physical signal to your nervous system that it is safe to release the contraction. Then, bring your attention back to your heart center, back to that warm space in the middle of your chest, back to the source of your primary broadcast, and ask yourself, not as a rhetorical question, but as a genuine inquiry, what is the truth of my field right now, underneath this contraction? What is radiating beneath the fear, beneath the pattern, beneath the old broadcast? The answer, when you genuinely inquire, is always the same. Beneath the contraction, the light is still there. The warmth is still there. The coherence is still there. It was never actually extinguished. It was only temporarily overlaid. And in the moment of recognizing that, in the moment of feeling the warmth beneath the contraction begins to release. Not because you forced it, but because consciousness, when it recognizes its own light, naturally returns to coherence. The way a compass needle, when released, naturally returns to pointing north. This is radiance, maintenance. Not a technique you have to remember to do at the right time. Not a practice that requires special conditions or extended periods of quiet. A simple, moment-to-moment orientation of consciousness toward its own light. A continuous, gentle returning to the warmth in your chest. A practice of noticing when your field contracts and recognizing, without drama or judgment, that the light is still there beneath the contraction. Over time, and this is the extraordinary thing about the self-amplifying nature of coherence, this practice becomes easier and easier. The contractions become shorter. The return to coherence becomes faster. The baseline frequency of your aura rises. The quality of your default broadcast shifts from incoherence as the norm with occasional moments of coherence to coherence as the norm with occasional moments of contraction that are quickly recognized and released. Your aura becomes, over time, a stable broadcast of coherent, luminous, clear signal. Not because you have achieved some perfect state of enlightenment. Not because you have eliminated all fear or all contraction from your human experience, but because you have developed the awareness to recognize your own light so quickly and so reliably that the incoherent patterns no longer have time to take hold and shape your broadcast for extended periods. This is what a shifted aura looks like in the long term. Not a person who never contracts. A person whose field returns to coherence so naturally and so quickly that the dominant signal, the signal the quantum field is receiving from you most of the time, is the clear, luminous, radiant broadcast of a consciousness that knows itself. What you radiate, reality assembles around, and what you are increasingly radiating as the shift in your field deepens and stabilizes is coherent, luminous, self-knowing presence. Reality is already beginning to assemble around that signal. It has already begun. Let me take you into one more practice before we move toward the close of this transmission, because I want to give you something concrete, something embodied, something you can use today and every day to actively deepen the shift that has already happened in your field. This practice is called conscious signal setting, And it works by using the moment of waking, the transition from sleep to conscious awareness, as a daily opportunity to consciously set the frequency of your aura before the day's experiences begin to influence it. Here is the practice. Tomorrow morning, before you do anything else, before you check your phone, before you engage with any news or information from the external world, before you begin the mental narration of your day, take 30 seconds, just 30 seconds, and do this. Lie or sit still. Take one slow breath. Bring your attention to your heart center. And in the warm space of your chest, consciously choose the frequency you want your field to broadcast today. Not by forcing a feeling, not by performing positivity, but by genuinely evoking a quality of consciousness, gratitude, love, openness, curiosity, warmth, that you want to be the dominant signal of your aura as you move through your day. Hold that quality in your heart for just a few breaths. Feel it become warm and real in your chest. Feel it begin to radiate outward from your heart center into the space around your body. Feel your field receiving this as instruction, as the signal you are consciously choosing to broadcast today. Then say, internally or aloud, whatever feels tos. Today, my field is coherent. My signal is clear. I radiate what I choose to radiate. What I broadcast, reality assembles around. I am a conscious field of luminous energy, and I am choosing my frequency. That's it. 30 seconds every morning before the world gets in. What this practice does over time is extraordinary, because the moment of waking is the moment when your nervous system is most neuroplastic, most open to new patterns, most receptive to new instruction. The brain, in the transition from sleep to waking, passes through a state of consciousness that neuroscientists call the hypnagogic state, a state of high suggestibility and deep receptivity in which new patterns can be installed with unusual ease and permanence. By using this moment to consciously set the frequency of your aura, by deliberately evoking coherence in your heart field before the day's experiences begin, you are essentially installing your chosen broadcast as the default signal of your field for the day. You are giving your quantum broadcast its instructions before the unconscious patterns have a chance to reassert themselves. Over days, weeks, months of this practice, something remarkable happens. The consciously chosen frequency becomes the default frequency. The coherence you are deliberately evoking each morning becomes the natural baseline of your field. The signal you are setting with intention becomes the signal you are running automatically. Your aura, which once broadcast unconscious patterns of fear and limitation as its default signal, now broadcasts coherent, luminous, self-knowing presence as its default signal. Not because you have eliminated the fear, but because you have consistently, deliberately, every single morning chosen something different. And what you consistently choose becomes what you consistently are. This is how the shift becomes permanent. This is how the flicker becomes a flame. This is how the flame becomes a steady, sustained, unmistakable light that everyone around you can feel. 30 seconds every morning before the world gets in. Your aura is already shifted. This practice makes the shift permanent. Now let's bring this transmission toward its close. And I want to do that by showing you the full picture of what has happened and what is happening in your field. Because I think when you see it whole, when you see the complete arc of what this shift means, you will feel something settle in your chest that has been waiting a long time to settle. You have been radiating your entire life. From your very first breath, your heart has been generating an electromagnetic field that reaches beyond your body and broadcasts information about the state of your consciousness to the quantum field around you. That broadcasting has never stopped. It has never paused. It has been constant, faithful, continuous, carrying the signal of your consciousness outward into reality every moment of every day. For most of your life, that signal was shaped by patterns you didn't choose, by fear absorbed from a world that ran on fear, by lack inherited from generations of people who didn't know they were radiating, who didn't know their signal was shaping their reality, by smallness installed by experiences that were trying to keep you safe, but were actually dimming your light, by the accumulated weight of a lifetime of unconscious broadcasting, sending out signals you never intended, receiving back a reality that confirmed those signals, and not knowing why. That was not your fault. You were not doing anything wrong. You were simply doing what every human being does when they don't know they are a radiating field, broadcasting unconsciously from the patterns that were installed in you, without awareness of what you were sending or why it was coming back. But something has changed. Something in you has woken up to its own light. Some quality of recognition has occurred in your consciousness, perhaps gradually, perhaps in a single luminous moment, perhaps so quietly that you barely noticed it happening. That has shifted the signal. That has moved the broadcast from the unconscious patterns of your conditioning toward the natural coherence of your original, undiminished, always present radiance. And that shift, that quiet, profound, quantum-level reorganization of your electromagnetic broadcast is already changing your reality. The people around you can feel it. The quantum field is receiving it. The circumstances of your life are beginning to reorganize around it. You didn't become radiant. You revealed what was always there. You stopped dimming what was always glowing. You turned your conscious attention toward your own light, and the light, which had never actually gone out, which had been there all along beneath the conditioning and the fear, the light responded by becoming visible. Your aura has shifted, not because something was added to you, but because something was recognized in you. And that recognition is the most powerful creative act a consciousness can perform. The quantum field is not waiting for you to become worthy of a different reality. It is not withholding the life you want until you have proven yourself sufficiently. It is simply, faithfully, continuously assembling reality around whatever signal you are broadcasting. And now that your signal has shifted, now that your broadcast has moved from unconscious limitation to conscious, coherent luminosity, reality is assembling around that new signal. The life that is in resonance with your shifted frequency is already on its way to you. The people whose fields are in harmony with your new broadcast are already being drawn toward you. The opportunities that match the coherent signal you are now generating are already beginning to materialize. The quantum field has received your new instruction and has begun assembling accordingly. What you radiate, reality assembles around. And what you are radiating now is extraordinary. Feel your field right now. Notice what's radiating. Notice the warmth in your chest. Notice the quality of openness, of presence, of luminous self-knowing that has been building throughout this transmission. Notice how the space around you feels slightly charged, slightly alive, slightly more present than it did when we began. That is your aura in its shifted state. That is your quantum broadcast at its clearest. That is the signal that is going out right now from the center of your heart into the quantum field of reality, carrying the instruction: assemble around this. Assemble around coherence. Assemble around luminous, conscious, present, radiant life. The field is listening. The field has always been listening. And now, for the first time, you are consciously speaking to it. Your light is on. It has always been on. Now you know it. Now you can feel it. Now you can tend it, direct it, consciously amplify it with every breath you take. You are a radiating field of quantum energy, and you have just become conscious of your signal. That changes everything. If this transmission has moved something in your field, consider returning to it in a quiet moment. Early morning stillness before the world gets in, or just before sleep when your field is most receptive and open. Those thresholds are when the coherence lends deepest. And if you know someone whose light needs reminding, someone who is close to their own recognition but hasn't quite turned toward it yet, share this with them. When you do, something real happens. Their field receives a signal that the shift is possible. Their awareness activates. And as their coherence rises, it strengthens yours through resonance. That is not metaphor. That is how electromagnetic fields work. Sharing this is a quantum act. It creates a ripple of radiance that feeds the collective luminosity we are all part of. Let me leave you with this. The most powerful thing that has happened today is not the information you have received. It is not the quantum mechanics you now understand, though that understanding matters. It is not even the practices you have been given, though those practices will serve you in profound ways. The most powerful thing that has happened today is this: you have spent this time in conscious recognition of your own light. You have given your attention for this extended period to the reality of your own electromagnetic field, to the truth of your own radiance, to the science of your own luminosity, to the quantum mechanics of your own creative power. And that attention, that sustained, conscious, warm, genuine attention to your own light, has fed the coherence of your field in ways that will continue to ripple outward long after this transmission ends. The shift in your aura that brought you here today is real. The coherence that has been building in your field throughout this transmission is real. The signal you are now broadcasting, clearer, warmer, more luminous than when we began, is real. And the reality that is assembling around that signal is real. You have been glowing this whole time. Now you get to see it. Now you get to know it. Now you get to choose it consciously every single day. Welcome to your own light. Your aura is active. Your signal is clear. What you radiate, reality assembles around. And what you are radiating right now, in this moment, from this shifted, coherent, luminous field, is something extraordinary. Shine. Not because you should, not because the world needs you to, but because that is simply, fundamentally, irreducibly what you are. You are a radiating field of quantum energy. And now you know it.